The winner of the first race is Eli Moore, driving the number 15 car, sponsored by Fat Boys Pizza. The people in front of Zenchi's who have your feet on the hay, please remove them. You are holding up the race. The next race includes the number 470 car, the Ladies of the Elks, driven by Elliot Kimball, a 12-year-old that attends 7th grade at Braddock Middle School, who loves animals, especially dogs, and enjoys outside events like fishing and plays baseball. And the number 2 in lane 2 is Mason Rosenberg, a 12-year-old driving the 40 car, sponsored by Benson Design, a 7th grader from Braddock Middle School, who loves baseball and video games and to jump on his trampoline. That's your second race. And they're off. The winner in lane number 2, the number 40 car, sponsored by Benson Design, driven by Mason Rosenberg. While I have a moment, let me thank some of our corporate sponsors: Armstrong Insurance, Classy Chassis Car Wash, Giuseppe's Restaurant, Rita's Italian Ice, the House of Garden and the Garden Club of Frostburg, Windows Expression, and Music Express Disc Jockey Service. A piece of advice: if there's a time that you have to cross the street, please cross directly after a race. You'll have a few moments to cross the street if crossing is necessary. Your next race in lane 1 is the standard bank car, number 3, driven by Easton Matthews, nicknamed E-Man, a 12-year-old that attends 7th grade at Mount Savage Middle School and likes to hunt, fish, and play soccer. And in lane 2, Chance Warnick, a 9-year-old, driving the number 24 car, the Frostburg American Legion, post 24, with Commander Wesley Harper. He's a 5th grade that attends Bell Elementary School and loves basketball, soccer, swimming, volleyball, roller skating, and Pokemon. Some of our other corporate sponsors are the Vapor Room here in Frostburg, Yellow K Records, Behavior Health Services, and Piney Mountain Coal Company. And the race is off. And they're running neck and neck. We're going to have a photo finish. Running neck and neck. Running neck and neck. Wait for it. Wait. Please stay clear of the car. Please stay clear of the car.
Yeah, I think I even hit the car.
Anybody else? Tickets on the grill. Tickets on the grill, anybody. 3 tickets for $5 on a gas grill. Hey, how you doing, everybody? You need a grill, then? We probably should switch. Hey, 3 tickets for $5. $500 grill. They're okay. You might want to check them out.
Okay, because of the incident that occurred, the driver was disqualified. So the winner of that race will be the number 3 car, the Standard Bank. Although not important, the safety of the drivers is paramount. The winner of that car race was the number 3 car, the Standard Bank, driven by Easton Matthews.
What did he go in? Yeah, because on the hill. Yeah, you see what
Stay here.
For those of you who witnessed that incident in the last race, that is the reason we have nobody sit on, lean on, stand on, or use as a footrest the bales of hay. Please refrain from doing that. The next race in lane 1 is the Morton Farms car, number 58, driven by Parker Ferrero, a seventh grader at Mount Savage School. This is his third year participating, loves baseball, and has a dog named Hershey. And in lane 2, the 1A car, the Armstrong car, driven by Hayden Heslip, a 10-year-old fifth grader that attends Route 40 Elementary School, loves shooting guns and outside type events. Mary, please remove yourself from the street. You too, Jim.
Coach guy.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Some of our other sponsors are C&S Landscaping, the Frostburg Freeze, Duckworth Insurance Services, Piney Mountain Coal Company, Kirkwood Rogers Attorney at Law, Fran's Fashion, the Animal Shelter from Allegheny County, and Hunter Douglas. Okay, the winner in lane number 2, the 1A car, the Armstrong Insurance car, driven by Hayden Hayslip. Armstrong. All right, your next race in lane number 1, the number 62 car from Kirkwood Rogers, driven by a 10-year-old Lincoln McCulster, a 5-year-old from Bell Elementary, who likes soccer and has a pet rabbit, and the car number 099 from the Masonic Lodge 999. Okay, in lane number 2, lane number 2 is the 99 car from Schaefer Ford, driven by Daniel Snyder, an 11-year-old that attends a Hope Elementary School. Okay, the winner in lane number 1, the 62 car, sponsored by Kirkwood Rogers, driven by Lincoln McCulster.
Stay right there and wait. Stop.
Hey, how are you, sir? Doing happy to see you. You too. You guys have a good one. Folks, how's everybody doing? Good to see everybody. Happy 4th of July. How's retired life? Thank you. That'll be a change for me. That'll be a change. See you later.
Hi, how are you? Good.
Hey, how are you doing?
Good, and you?
A couple of our other sponsors is Western Maryland Urgent Care, Mountain City Cabinets, Sowers Funeral Home, Durst Funeral Home, the Frostburg American Legion Post 24 with Commander Wesley Harper, Shop and Save, Kroll Chiropractics, Dr. Diane D. Romaine, B&B Country Meats, Bond Home Center, Durs Auto, JR's Print Shop here in Frostburg, Western Maryland Signs, and Dentistry Place with Rupert Bosley.
I didn't get anything for Josh, man. I'm going to send him down because there's so many choices.
That's
Okay, your next race in lane number 1, the 61 car, sponsored by the Hen House, driven by Jackson Hornsby, an 11-year-old 6th grader at Southern Middle School who likes to play with his Legos, soccer, rides his bike, and has 2 dogs and 2 cats, and of course 1 fish. And in lane number 2, the number 15 car, Fat Boys Pizza Shack, driven by Eli Moore, a 12-year-old 7th grader at Mount Savage School who loves baseball, basketball, has 2 dogs and 1 cat. Some of our other sponsors, of course, is the Frostburg Ladies of the Elks and the Frostburg Elks, D&D Homes, D&D Motors, LPL Financial, Hillside Animal Shelter, Animal Hospital, that is, Beechwood Coal, the Sand Spring Saloon and the Steakhouse, the Hillside Pet Hotel and Boutique, Queen City Flea Market, Harvey's Florist and Greenhouse, State Farm, Denny Delaney State Farm, Lowe's Home Improvement Warehouse, B&B Meats, Queen City Flea Market, Wise Market, Music Express Disc Jockey Service, and Wolford Productions. Okay, the winner in lane number 1 is the 61 car, sponsored by the Hen House, driven by Jackson Hornsby, the winner in lane number 1. Let me quickly remind you, if you're hungry, there are grilled items available at the Frostburg Elks parking lot. Also, if you'd like to support the pageant contestants and title holders, they have a dunking booth at Fat Boys Pizza Shack parking lot. Please stop by and drop one of them young ladies. Okay, your next race in lane number 1 is a 75 car, sponsored by Coop's Buns, driven by Owen Cooper, a 10-year-old second grader, second year participant, a 5th grade at Bell Elementary. And in lane number 2, Bradley Lowe, driving the 88 car, sponsored by Kenny Signs Incorporated, 11-year-old 6th grader at Mount Savage School, who likes to cheer. Then he made the middle school dance team. He has a dog or she does, and likes to play volleyball for fun. And they're off. We did.
Walk, bud. Connor, walk.
And then lane number 2, the number 88 car, sponsored by Kenny Signs, driven by Briley Lowe. She is a 6th grader at Mount Savage Middle School. Some of our other sponsors, the Elks National Foundation Incorporated, the Bobby Preston Music Memorial Fund, who built the Bobby Preston Amphitheater at Hoffman Ball Field, Music Express Disc Jockey, Karaoke and Video Service, Frostburg, Queen City Flea Market, the Wise Market, Fat Boys Pizza Shack, Funky Repurps here on Main Street, Harvey's Florist and Greenhouse, Denny Delaney State Farm, Queen City Flea Market, Beechwood Coal, and Ritchie Trucking and Excavating. Okay, in lane number 1 is the number 30 car, a Hunter Douglas car, driven by Whaling, a 10-year-old sixth grader that attends Frankfurt Middle School. And then lane number 2 is the 11B car, sponsored by Giuseppe's Restaurant, driven by Cassidy Wilt, a 9-year-old fifth grader at Westside Elementary.
Okay.
Oh, we got another close one running neck and neck. Running neck and neck. Running neck and neck. And the winner in lane number 2 is the 11B car, sponsored by Giuseppe's Restaurant, driven by Cassidy Wilt. Some of our other sponsors: D&D Homes, D&D Motors, the Elks USA, LPL Financial, Michael J. Davis, Frostburg Ladies of the Elks, The Wall That Heals, Dentistry Place, Western Maryland Signs, JR Custom Screenery and Embroidery, the Bond Home Center, Bond Home Improvement, and Bond Enterprise, Durs Auto, Dr. Diane D. Romaine, the Dental Health Center. Your next race in lane number 1, the 87 card, sponsored by the Sand Spring Saloon and Steakhouse, driven by 11-year-old Cole Holiday, a 6th grade at Mount Savage School. And in lane 2, the 911 car, sponsored by the Oakland Elks, driven by Morgan Emmerich, a 13-year-old 8th grader at the Hope Hyman Charter School.
Oh, okay, couldn't hear you. Okay, so we're almost to Jim Sheet.
Oh, you got a car right here? Yeah, right.
And here they come, another neck and neck race. Here they come. And the winner in the lane number 2, the 911 car, sponsored by the Oakland Elks, driven by Morgan Emmerich. Okay, your next race in lane number 1 is car number 40, sponsored by Benson Designs, driven by 12-year-old Mason Romsberg, a 7th grade at Braddock Middle School, who likes to play baseball, video games, and jump on the trampoline. And in lane number 2, the 22 car, sponsored by First Mortgage Services, driven by 11-year-old Logan Weingrid, a 6th grader at Parkside who loves soccer and loves cats and dogs. That's your next race. Some of our other sponsors: B&B Country Meats, the Frostburg American Legion, Durst Funeral Home, Shop and Save, Kroll Chiropractics, Western Maryland Health System's Urgent Care at Hunt Club Plaza and Frostburg Plaza, Mountain City Cabinets, Sowers Funeral Home, Hunter Douglas, Kirkwood and Rogers Attorney-at-Law, the Allegheny County Animal Shelter, Fran's Fashions, C&S Landscaping, the Frostburg Freeze, Erie Insurance, Duckworth Insurance Services.
That's the alley. She's blocked off.
about.
Here they come, another race, neck and neck. Here they come, neck and neck. We're going to have a photo finish here. Photo finish, hold for the results. Someone crossed the road during that race, so that race has to be rerun. No winner determined. That is why it is important that you not cross the road during the races. That being said, a weather update. There's a band of rain coming through. If the rain should start, we have to stop racing. Racing will commence once the rain stops and we dry the road. This event will take place today. We will ask after the rain, we will ask all spectators to go onto the road and blow lightly onto the asphalt to dry it off.
Good job, Wayne.
Especially Jim Myers. He's full of a lot of hot air. What we're going to do is we're going to run the next race, and then we're bringing those two that were disqualified because someone crossed the road. We're going to bring them up and run them in the following race.
Oh, there's Tom Park, please.
Yeah.
Charlie, who you got in this race?
Yeah, there's a couple there.
Right on the edge of it. That's for sure. Could go either way.
All right, your next race in lane number 1 is the 160 car from Sowers Funeral Home, driven by 12-year-old Owen Kamoff, a 7th grader at Hope Hyman School. And in lane number 2 is the 099 car, sponsored by the Mountain Masonic Lodge 99, driven by 11-year Kyle Huff, a 6th grader at Mount Savage School. Immediately following this race, we will rerun the disqualified race. In the event that it begins to rain, we will suspend all racing until the rain stops, and then we will commence. And here come the racers then. Once again, they're running neck and neck. We may have a photo finish. The winner in lane number 1, the 160s car, sponsored by Sowers Funeral Home, driven by Owen Kamoff.
We're taking them all away.
This thing's so great, I could just run.
If you're visiting from Germany, you should come visit me on the balcony.
There's the camera and shoes off over on the pole there.
Yeah. Got a GoPro.
Yeah. This is my first year here, so I didn't know where this was. There's 57 people streaming it, watching it going on.
Oh, is that right? How do they do that?
What's that?
How do they do that?
I have a.
Once again, this is the race that had been disqualified because someone walked into the road. In lane number 1 is the 40 car, sponsored by Benson Design, driven by 12-year-old Mason Frostburg, a 7th grader at Braddock Middle School. And in lane number 2, the 22 car, sponsored by First Mortgage Services, driven by 11-year-old Logan Weingard, a 6th grader at Parkside. Weingard, perfect. Anyway, Logan's driving that car.
That's kind of neat. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Gonna take the lead.
Once again, I'm going to ask everyone to refrain from crossing the road,
Yeah.
leaning, sitting, or using a foot as a footrest the bales of hay.
Yeah.
In the event the weather should begin to rain, we will postpone the balance of the races until the rain stops and we can clear the road. And they're off. Another photo finish, and the winner is in lane number 1. Lane number 1, the number 40 car, sponsored by Benson Designs, driven by Mason Rosenberg.
Somebody crossed the street, so they didn't count it.
Once again, let me remind you, should it begin to rain, we will cease running the races and continue once the rain stops and we clear the road. This event will conclude today. Okay, Your next race in lane number 1 is the 113 car, sponsored by Connor Fike, driven by 11-year-old Nicholas Vitag, a 6th grader at Mount Savage and likes baseball and soccer. And in lane number 2, the 00 car, sponsored by Hunter Douglas, driven by 12-year-old Emma Lidner, an 8th grader at Mount Savage who enjoys volleyball, loves her cat, Spunky. And they're off.
That seems pretty good.
Okay, the winner in lane number 1, the 113 car, sponsored by Connor and Fike, driven by Nicholas Vitag. That is not thunder you hear, that is my belly. I am hungry.